What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the One Day Stronger podcast. My name is Colin, and I want to thank you for being here with me today. If you're new here, I want to thank you, and I want to let you know that this is a real talk on sobriety, personal growth, and parenting, and showing up for yourself in life one day at a time. I also want you to hopefully get some inspiration, motivation, or whatever you feel like taking away from this podcast. Today I want to talk about, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, what's one of the biggest kind of factors that kept me from failing to reach my ultimate goals of what I wanted in life, or I don't want it out of my personal growth or sobriety when I was going through it, and why I failed so many times. And I kept coming up with the conclusion of having vague goals, like such vague goals that there's no definitive actual end mark to the goal of achieving, or any milestones you can put towards it to know that you're progressing towards it. They were just like, I want to stay sober. Okay, well, what does that look like? How long does that look like? What do you got to do to get there? You know, because in the end, it's like, what does progress look like for you? You know, you can read as many self-help books and podcasts and listen to podcasts and all that type of stuff, but if you're not taking the action and putting in a plan of your progress plan and having a clear, definitive goal and markers of progress, then you're kind of just spinning your wheels and kind of just lost in the limbo of doing anything. Because, like, you know, it's your life, you're healing your sobriety. So what does it actually look like for you? Nobody can tell you this. You have to do the work. Like we always say, you're the one that has to do the work. You know, you're going to keep thinking you're falling short even when you're growing if you don't have any progress markers or anything, or like a clear, definitive goal of how you can get to where you want to be. You know, because too many of us we just push and grind and just kind of just get lost in the surviving part. You know, we don't even know what we're aiming for. We're just, we got to work hard. Okay, we'll work hard to what? When's it gonna fucking end? You know, we don't have a target. We don't know what better actually looks like because we don't have it written down or have a plan. You know, and that's when we get stuck, and then feeling like we're not good enough, or we're failing, and then that we're not moving forward or doing what we said we were going to do, and then the feelings start creeping in, the self-doubt and all the bullshit, and that's when your bad habits can creep back in, you know. But your progress is personal. It's to you. It's however you want to do it, however it looks like for you, not anyone else or what everyone else says. You know, it's not a number on a scale. It's not a streak on your sobriety tracker. It's not how you feel motivated in the morning. You know, it's progress looks more like, it might kind of look like waking up without any anxiety. You know, or it might be not reacting to a situation when you're triggered, when you used to fucking blow up, you know, saying no when you used to say yes, you know, having a hard day and not self-destructing, and then like showing up for your kids when your tank is empty. Like, that's the real progress. That's what counts. You know, if you don't acknowledge it, you'll never feel it. So if you don't have those kind of in your plan and then acknowledge them when they're happening, then you're just going to feel like you're failing and not doing anything. So you got to be mindful of small little things, because that's the progress that makes the big goals, the small little steps, you know. So how do you define your progress? You know, number one, you got to get clear on what matters to you. You know, is it your peace? Is it your stability? Is it your mental health, your honesty, your sobriety? You know, your presence with your kids? Easiest thing is just pick 3 to 5 things you value the most right now, and then you write them down, you know. And then you write down what a small kind of realistic progress looks like in each one of them. Like, not perfection, but just progress, you know. So like, if you value sobriety, your progress could be, I stayed sober this week. That is a obtainable goal. That is a milestone. And then you can move on from there and keep on stacking those wins, you know. Your value could be presence with your kid or your family or your spouse. You know, your progress could be, I put my phone down at dinner. That's a small, attainable fucking goal you can stack up, you can measure, and you can stack up and win every fucking day. You know, your value could be growth. Your progress could look like, I journaled instead of 9 a.m. That's another small, attainable milestone that you can achieve and you can put into practice, and you can, once you start doing it and stacking up little wins and doing it every day, you're going to see the progress, guys. And then you're going to use those markers to check in weekly. You know, ask yourself, did I move forward? Where did I grow? And what can I improve? You know, when you start tracking your version of your progress, you'll start fucking realizing you're a lot fucking further than you think you are. And you're just not giving yourself enough grace or fucking credit for doing the fucking work, guys. You can't measure the progress if you don't define it, though. You know, and if you don't define it, you'll keep fucking chasing someone else's version of it. Whatever you heard on a podcast or whatever you read in a book, you know, you gotta make it your own. You gotta define your own path, you gotta fucking walk it, and then you gotta fucking own it, guys. And with that, I want you to know to overcome and evolve fucking one day at a time. If you get any value out of this, please like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to this on. And make sure you share it with someone who might be going through it and might need a little motivation or something, because we're all in this together, and it makes things a little bit easier. So until next time, guys, have a good one.